Welcome to episode 2 of Down the Rabbit Hole. This is the sister podcast to Just a Breezy Chat, Sassy Southern Belle, True Crime Lounge, and Dark Academia Queen. You're probably thinking, how many podcasts does this girl have? I also have Turn a Light On, which is my online nonprofit for victims, helping victims cross the threshold to survivor. Anyway, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications, and please subscribe, help a girl out. But today we're going to be talking about this Loch Ness monster. This is a mythical creature I do not believe in. I know a lot of people believe in it. It's like Bigfoot. A lot of people believe in Bigfoot, but I never really gave into the superstition of the Loch Ness monster. But you're probably thinking, doesn't this girl believe in the ghosts and the paranormal? Yeah, I know, but I just never believed in the Loch Ness monster. But I've seen like cartoons and stuff, like where they do like these depictions of the Loch Ness monster, how it supposedly exists and everything. But what is the Loch Ness monster? Well, it's a mythical creature in the Scottish folklore that supposedly inhabits the Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands, and is often described as a large, long neck and with one or more humps polluting the water. Now, popular interest and belief in the creature has varied since it has brought worldwide attention in 1933. There are supposed evidence that disputed photographs and sonic readings. But the scientific community explains these alleged sightings of the Loch Ness monster as hoaxes, wishful thinking, mindless dreaming, a misidentification of man-made objects. Now, these pursued sciences and subculture of cryptozoology have placed particular emphasis on this creature. Now, the search is continuing because it's also known as Nessie. Okay, how many of you remember Twilight and Breaking Dawn Part 2? Okay, when I hear the name Nessie, okay. So, you might remember Jacob, basically, connects with con- connects with Bella's baby Renesmee. Don't get me wrong on that one. That's practically a grown man who's basically a pedophile at that point. But anyway, and she gets mad because he nicknames her Nessie, and she goes, "You named my baby after the Loch Ness monster." Oh my gosh! But yeah, but the Loch Ness monster is, but this mythical creature has allegedly lived in the Loch Ness. And for those of you that don't know, it's basically a large freshwater lake near Inverness, Scotland. And although accounts of an aquatic beast living in the lake date back to 1500 years, all efforts to find any credible evidence of this animal have failed, and that hasn't dampened any of the enthusiasm for the public for the news about Nessie. Now, the Loch Ness monster. Now, Loch Ness as I said, is located in the Scottish Highlands and it has the largest volume of fresh water in Great Britain, and the body of water reaches a depth of nearly 800 feet and the length of 23 miles. Now, scholars of the Loch Ness monster find a dozen references of Nessie in Scottish history, dating back to around 8500, when a local Picts carved in strange aquatic creature into the standing stones in near Loch Ness. Now, the earliest written references in Loch Ness in the 7th century biography of St. Columba is the Irish missionary who came to introduce Christianity to Scotland in about 80. So in AD 565, there was like, according to this biographer, St. Columba was on his way to visit the king in northern Picts near Inverness when he stopped at the Loch Ness to confront a beast that had been killing people at the lake. Seeing a large beast about to attack another woman, St. Columba intervened, invoking the name of God and commanding the creature to go back with all speed. The monster retreated and never harmed another man. Yeah. Now there have been some 1933 sightings as well, and I don't know why I'm laughing so much at this right now, but it's like crazy. Um, that I just don't believe it, but yet I had to go down this rabbit hole just for this reason. But in 1933, a new road was completed along with the Loch Ness shores, affording drivers for a clear view of the loch. And on May 2nd, 1933, the Inverness Courier reported that a local couple claimed to have seen, quote, an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface, unquote. Now, the story of the Loch Ness Monster became a media phenomenon, with London newspapers sending correspondents to Scotland and a circus offering £20,000, a reward for capture of the beast. And after the 1933 sighting, interest started to steadily grow, especially after another couple claimed to have been seen the beast on the land crossing the Shore Road. Now, several British newspapers sent reporters to Scotland, including the London Daily Mail, and was hired by a big game hunter, Marmaduke Wettrell, in the capture of the beast. And after a few days of searching for the loch, Wettrell reported that finding footprints on a large four-legged animal in response, as well as so the monster, the Loch Ness monster, is not a legend but a fact. That's according to this dramatic headline. But anyway, Nessie now. Here's the thing about Nessie. It scores many tourists who descend on Loch Ness and sat in boats and decks and waiting for an appearance for the beast. Now, plaster cast on the footprints was sent to the British Natural History Museum, which reported that the tracks were that of hippopotamus, specifically one hippopotamus foot properly stuffed, and the hoax temporarily deflated the Loch Ness Monster mania, but stories and sightings still continue about it. Now, a famous 1934 photograph seemed to have shown a dinosaur-like creature with a long neck emerging from the murky waters, leading to some speculate that Nessie was a solitary survivor of a long prestigial plesiosaurus. The aquatic plesiosaurus was were thought to have died off in the rest of the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Loch Ness was frozen solid during a recent ice age. However, this creature would have had to make its way up. Now, the river Ness, from the sea over in the past 10,000 years, and the plesiosaurus believed to be cold-blooded and would not survive the frigid waters of Loch Ness. Now, there's more likely there is and a lot of people suggest this as well. It was an archetype or archaeosite, and it was basically a primitive whale with a serpentine neck that has thought to been extinct for about 18 million years. And skeptics argue for what people see we're seeing in the Loch Ness was seismicity, which is basically oscillations in the water surface caused by the inflow of cold water into a slightly warmer loch. So, but the search does happen to continue for this till this very day. And amateur investigators keep um, an almost instant constant vigil in the 1960s. Several British universities will launch expeditions to Loch Ness using sonar to help reach the deep. Nothing conclusive was ever found. Um, but in an expedition, the sonar operators detected large movement underwater objects that they could not explain. In 1975, Boston's Academy for Applied Sciences combined the sonar and underwater photography in an expedition to Loch Ness, and the photo resulted, after enhancement, what appeared to be a giant flipper of plesiosaur-like creature. And further expeditions from the 80s and 90s resulted in more tantalizing, if inconclusive, readings. And revelations in 1994 in the famous 1934 photo was a hoax that dampened the enthusiasm of the tourists and the professional amateur investigators to the legend of the Loch Ness Monster. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that one with a straight face. I've tried, y'all. I am sorry, but I don't believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I believe in the paranormal, but I do not believe in the Loch Ness Monster. You're probably gonna think I'm crazy for that. Like, there's no way she can do that. She just pick and choose what she believes in. Well, I'm human, and I do not believe in it. I cannot give into the hoax of it. Perhaps if I see it, yes, but I can't give you the. I can't believe in it. But it's like down the rabbit hole, like, why is this so like captivating to people? Like, do they believe in it? And I can only like imagine this being like I wonder if there's like a movie where like a couple goes to look for the Loch Ness monster and they realize that, oh, like they try and the boyfriend's like trying to convince his girlfriend like the Loch Ness monster exists, come with me. And she does, and there's like a whole action movie around this. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a whole fantasy movie about this or novel at all. But anyway, that is it for this episode. I will see y'all next time, and y'all